Hello, yo. Pop a 40 and check your rollie. It's Tom time. Nah. Anyway, so, hi. Welcome to the trip. I'm Gary. I'm clearly not Gary. Anyway, got a full house tonight. We're going to go the clockwise, all right? So we're going to go, it'll actually be the order that you all turned up in. So, Alonzo Spencer, how are you, young man?
How you doing, Tom, aka Gary? Clearly not Gary. How's it going tonight? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, good to be on your show again, Gary. Clearly not Gary. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about Arsenal, amongst other things, as well as maybe Leeds and stuff.
Wonderful. Next on the docket is Bro Coin in Virginia, 9986. Arsenal, 9986. The Hat Man himself. How are you, sir?
I'm doing excellent. The Broncos won a football game over the Green Bay Packers. So I had to break out the 1930s football helmet. Enough of that. I'm doing excellent today. This is my third podcast of the day. I was on Gooner Gathering earlier. Mr. Arsenal had me on. And now I'm here to hang out with Tom, Tony, and Alonzo. And you guys as well.
Are you trying to beat Gary on doing podcasts, trying to do more Arsenal than he does?
I'm here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
But we have a surprise guest. And by surprise, I mean a surprise to me. Because you'd never guess who's actually rocked up here on Monday night, live, on the trip.
Is he from Barbados?
Whoa! It's a run-in.
Look, it's Ian Wright.
Hello. And what is your name, young man?
As you said, my name's Gary. Didn't you say my name's Gary?
No,
or DWTT?
Yeah, but I'm
what
also
DWTT
Gary, so...
Oh, I missed the Tom. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. I was watching wrestling the other day. Some guy picked another guy up, touched him in the U-Haul, and then threw him on the ground.
They
like to touch each other.
I don't know what to say about that. Caught me off guard. The whole thing's catching me off guard. I didn't know Gary was going to be here. I didn't know he was going to turn up, having watched the wrestling. I just don't know. Tony, save us from this madness.
What do you want me to do? Tell you how I am?
You know what? Go on. Give us the list. Go on.
Well, of course, new week, so new problems. I have a abscess on my spine from the spinal injections I received the day before my birthday last month. Yay!
That sounds amazing. I would totally swap places with you if I could. Anyway, so I'm going to say hello to our guests in the chat. Gary, we have guests in the chat. Did you know that?
Cool.
And
they still show up while you're gone, Gary.
The
Very
Arsenal
nice.
Misfit thought he was going to miss the trip due to work, but then winter arrived. Winter isn't coming. Winter arrived. And it's snowing quite heavily. So his trip was cancelled. So he got to join our trip. It's funny how it works like that. Okay. VX Guns in the house. Everyone.
Pick up.
Pink Cushion. Ian is in the house.
Of course he is.
Hello.
Sam Alonzo Spencer guy has turned up in the chat as well. But
I thought only I was allowed to do that.
you're barely allowed to do anything, young man. I don't know what you're talking about. Good goodness sake. Oh, look, it's Barry. Oh, look, it's Sam Greenwood. You were missing on Saturday. You were replaced by some gentleman called Lord Greenwood, the fifth. It was hilarious, Tony.
Lord Greenwood.
Brilliant. It was brilliant. He maintained character for the entire 2.5 hours.
Is that because he's the king of a certain city?
It could well be. It's hello, another Gary. Oh, it's Ian. And then Sam Greenwood with, here's an idea, Tony, say something. But most importantly, okay, Sam Greenwood's pretty important. But even here, I understand this. Most importantly, the matriarch of the trip, Evelina Johnson's turned up, otherwise known as Gary's mum. We salute you, mum. Salute you. Salute you. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Alonso waved. Why aren't you waving, Tony? Show some respect. Exactly. Anyway, so yeah, exactly. So hello. Hope you're well. My apologies for everyone's behaviour. No. Anyway, so here we are on a Monday night, and I'm surrounded by 4 Arsenal fans. So it seems only right that we talk about Leeds United. So Leeds played against Norwich on Saturday, and it was phenomenal. Okay, I was so even on the road trip. Sorry, I was just sat there going, all right, we're losing. We get anyway. Go on. Tell me about Arsenal. Tell me what happened, Gary. Tell me in 30 seconds, please. What was your take on Arsenal Saturday evening?
I thought we would win. I thought they were struggling. They looked really good. We looked really bad. Both teams. I mean, I think some will say we gave away goals. I think we may have given away at least 1 goal. They gave away 1 goal, and then we didn't look back after that. So, power to the team for responding to at least that first goal going in and then continuing on. But I think we still got a lot of work to do because we didn't look good for most of that game. So, lots of work to do. And I didn't watch the Leeds game. I was doing my hair. And sorry. I know you're happy.
I wasn't sad about it. I think I punched myself on the road trip out of excitement. Possibly.
What did you do on your lead show, Tom?
Sorry, what's that, Sir Tony?
So what did you do on your lead show? Did you celebrate?
I didn't hear what he said the second time, so I'm just going to do the thing where you pretend you did
Leeds,
hear.
Tom, Leeds. Your Leeds channel.
Yeah, we had a great time over on there laughing at Norwich. Because I'm petty. And I do that to my enemies anyway. So Sam Greenwood, Tom did a bait and switch there. What a pro. Been called a lot of things. Pro ain't one of them. Anyway, so Alonso, in less than 45 minutes, what happened to Arsenal over the weekend?
They drew, and though it was disappointing we didn't get 3 points, in my opinion, a draw was a fair result. But I think what helped us out this time around was that Arsenal didn't give up, and in the past we would have. And we kept fighting through the end. It seemed like so. I think it's important that we kind of look at the positives that we do have quality off the bench that could score goals. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough towards the end there, but I think a draw at the end of the day was a fair result. I think you could say that Chelsea got lucky in their goals, but I don't know. Like, there's a tale of 2 halves, to be honest with you guys. So I'm okay with the draw. It's always been a hard place for us to play anyway. So I think I'm okay with the draw, especially how we fought back.
Cool. So I think logically now we're going to move on to Brocoin VA 9986, Arsenal 9986. You must be sick of talking about this by now, right? Because you've been all day.
Sounds like a 1-800 number.
It's
and for those who are still stuck in the past, it's cat and dog something. So he's got so many aliases. It's ridiculous.
So it's one of those masterminds, so people can never truly track me down. So I keep throwing off a scent. Well, okay, that joke landed. So no, I'm not tired of talking about it. I mean, it's it's interesting because you get different people perspective, right? And different, like I watched it at the local Froggies up here in Virginia, and with some DB Gooners, and shout out to the Virginia Beach Gooners and those guys. And just everybody was pretty relieved we got a point out of that, right? Like, and it's funny because you wouldn't have thought that, because the perception is we were going to smack them up and down the field. And once you got into the game and the actual game was played out and you're able to get something out of it, it was more relief than anything else. And in the end of the day, you go to the top 6 and you go to their places, get a point at the minimum, right? And then beat them at home. So they got a point on the road. I got really, I could complain about it, but we could be talking about a loss right now. So I'm going to count my blessings on it. And
It's taking a point at 5 of the big 6 grands. So obviously you're one of them. So the other 5 grands, is that a strategy to win the title, or is that top 4?
I think a strategy to win the title. So, and here's where I'm going to say that. So if you beat everybody from 7th place to 20th, that's 84 points. And then 3 wins at home is, I believe, out of 5, that's 15. And then 6 points there, it's almost 101 points, roughly. My math could be a little bit off. But you see what I'm saying? So it's really about taking care of business, especially against everybody that's lower. A couple years ago, when Man United finished 2nd, they didn't beat anybody in the top 6, but they took care of everybody from 7th to 20th. So, that's where your bread and butter is at, taking care of everybody below you.
Okay. That's a fair explanation. Let's go into something that's more of an unfair explanation. Tony, tell me something that's categorically untrue.
Your name is Gary.
Okay. Tell me something else about the game that you think may be true.
I think you have a lineup wrong. That's shown by the substitutions. Substitutions work. They should have been in there in the start. Because we do not have a striker. The closest thing we have to a striker is Trissard. Jesus,
Okay.
not a striker. Eddie Nketiah, not a striker. Former Leeds player that you still somehow have an obsession with. You can have him, Tom. He's at the pay
Don't need it. We've got
$100,000 a week.
Jorginho Router. We've got great Wi-Fi with Router. So yeah. He got it. Tony, all right, so the first thing you said was he got lineup wrong.
Yep.
Why? What? Tell me. Give me specifics. What should the lineup have been, Tony?
Since he doesn't have Zinchenko stay back, so they had Tomiyasu. Since we don't have a striker, so they had Trissard out there. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Like I said last week, if the audience was paying attention, I said we'd be lucky to get a result out of this because international break. Because we always suck coming back.
Okay, Gary, do you agree the lineup was wrong?
Yeah, based on what I saw, I could have. There's probably a change or two he should have made. I don't think Saka needed to be rushed back and played a full 90 on the road at the bridge. He didn't look right. He did come on. He got the assist at the end, but he didn't look like he was ready for 90 minutes of football. I would have liked to have seen somebody up top differently. If that means not Trossard, I'll take it. But if that meant Havertz, I think Havertz, in those situations where we're not going to have our top 3 playing or prepared to go, then maybe Havertz gets that spot in the 9 and let Jesus play it on the right. But I think that's probably the only thing really that we needed to make a change. I don't think Saka was ready to play that game, which is fine. I think it's fine. I think he's coming back from an injury and all of that. To rush him in and put him in that game, I think, was just a little premature. And he looked like it. The team, I think as a whole, the team didn't come in as you guys have said. They didn't look like they were ready to play. I don't think there's. I think he needed to have just played the best 11 that he had in terms of form, in terms of how they practiced coming back from the break, and see how it goes. But we kind of went with what looked like a strong lineup for us. I think not playing Partey and not starting him, not playing him at all, I think that's a worrying sign if it's because of health. Because he hasn't played for us a while, and then he gets a few minutes, he goes off an international break, plays, and I think he played in 2 games, and then he can't come back and play a second half for us. I think that's not good. Not good at all. So I think Partey not playing at all is a worrying sign if it's because of health. But yeah, the lineup should have worked. I just think at some point Arteta's going to have to look at his players and figure out if they are ready to play. If they're not, they need to sit. We're going to have to be in that point now. You know, if the form's not right and you're not going to get the best out of them, you're going to have to sit them. He didn't do that, and we looked like we were waiting for a mistake from their side because we weren't going to force it on them. That we kind of gave them chances. I think we gave them, both goals, and no. The lineup, I think the lineup was pretty solid, but I would have liked to have seen maybe have it start if Saka wasn't 100%. And 100% doesn't mean he's perfect. Just means he's ready to go for 90 minutes. He wasn't ready to go for me for 90 minutes. He can give you sparks, and he gave us sparks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say hello to Stefan. Welcome. It's kind of welcome him as well. Alonso, before my Christmas dinner is ready, do you agree with the changes that Tony and Gary were stipulating?
I would have gone with Partey. I think Jorginho, I don't know, his cares a little bit during these games. It really does. I think that there were a couple of times there in the first half, he just passed it. His passes weren't crisp enough. I would have changed out, of course, Zinchenko for Tomiyasu. I think Tomiyasu has shown that he's more than capable of holding down the left back position. And you saw him going into the midfield as well. Though it's just kind of frustrating whenever you see Tomiyasu on form and Zinchenko still getting the starts. I would have started Nketiah over Jesus, to be honest with you. Jesus, to me, doesn't offer us nothing other than going to ground half the time and over dribbling, which makes his case for that he's really a winger, not a striker. That's just my opinion. I think the result would have been different had we had Partey in midfield with Rice and Odegaard. That's all the changes I would have made. Those 2 changes.
Okay. So, Spencer, having heard the 3 gentlemen with their opinion on the lineup, is there anything you would have done different, or are you thinking along the similar lines?
Well, I mean, the problem with the lineup, and this is just in my opinion on that, is like we are talking about the lineup after the fact. I think when I first saw the lineup, the only name that really stuck out to me was Partey not playing, and I mean, I thought it was the best 11 available at the time. We just got out tacticked basically by Chelsea in that first half. They got very fortunate with the penalty. And then we had a turnover by Ben White where David Raya got chipped. And me and Ryan discussed this earlier about whether there really should be more goalkeeping competition. I'm sure Gary has his thoughts on that too. But I mean, if Partey's fit, of course Partey plays. I mean, Partey, Odegaard, and Rice are the best midfield. But Jorginho can do a business there. I think the thing about him playing back at home at Stamford Bridge was more the familiarity. He's not bigger than the moment. He's played there before. It was the lineup, the 2 midfielders that did a business for us against Man City. So why wouldn't Arteta trust it again? I think it'd be fair for him to trust that again. And it's kind of it's a game of momentum, right? You fall behind after a penalty. And then all of a sudden now you're thinking a little more drastically. But the problem I saw with Arsenal on Saturday was we kept trying to set up for these perfect shots as if it was like some YouTube goal. just take a shot and hit it right at the net. Like Robert Sanchez pretty showed you that he's kind of like Onana, where the ball will bounce off of him. His 2 goals that he gave up were sloppy. Look, he got caught out of position for one, and then he was very poor on trying to get the ball from Trossard. So, I mean, we probably could have done better by slinging some more shots at him, to be honest with you. But, Partey's probably the name that I would have seen in there. With Alonso and Nketiah, I don't think that's a horrible shout. But I think if you've got Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli available with Trossard and Nketiah as your options, I think you got to go with the first 3. But I understand the logic behind it. So.
Thank you for that. I want to say hello to Colonel Ward. Welcome. Thank you for your time. Stefan, the Arsenal I know and love has returned. Bantosaurus Brigade. Yeah, of course. Anyway, yep, I Colonel, you slag. Imagine Sam Greenwood with Greenwood hair. Something out of the Wizard of Oz or something. Tony, so we've gone back round the horn on the lineup, okay? But Spencer brought up something that I don't go in massive depth in because I believe it has been discussed to death since it happened. But who should the goalkeeper be, Tony?
I still like Raya. You look at Ramsdale, statistically one of our worst goalkeepers. There's a reason we spent the amount of money we did for our backup after we already had Ramsdale. We weren't looking for a backup. We were looking for another starter. Takes a few games to get used to the players around you. So we'll see how it goes. I still think he's put at a disadvantage because you basically have a back 3 normally anyway, since you have Zinchenko that's going up for left side through the middle.
Okay, so Gary, who's the goalkeeper? Who should the
I've got it.
goalkeeper be?
Yeah, I'll go into that, but I got a couple of things as well.
Uh-oh.
Nketiah, no.
That wasn't a
Not
question, Gary.
Never.
Get control of your show,
Nketiah,
Tom.
stop it, Tony.
Answer the question.
Got it. If Mr. Tom, when he's on, usually can go into some nonsense tirade for like 5 minutes, I think I can talk some proper football for a bit.
Well, at least
All right.
make it funny, Gary.
All right. So Eddie Nketiah, no. I'm sorry. Not going to be a good answer for us. He doesn't try hard enough for me. People say he moves out there yeah, he's moving, but he has no chance of getting anywhere where he's going. He'll get there, and it's like snail mail. He'll get there a little late. So Nketiah, no, not an answer. I'd rather have Havertz. I'd rather have Trossard, and then maybe Nketiah. I think that was brought up, but no Nketiah for me. I think the midfield worked in the one. It's got an expiration date on it. It's really short. I don't think Jorginho is going to give you back-to-back good performances. So I don't think, for me, that's why we need somebody else. I think he'll give you one good game, but if you're asking for 2 and 3 in a row, I think we're asking too much of him at this point. We've seen this too many times. Also, I'll get into later things, some other stuff later, but as far as the goalkeeper, that's an Arteta issue. He's created this mess. He didn't need to. People want to blame Raya, want to blame Ramsdale. I think it's an Arteta issue. And if people go all the way to the stats, because we always want to look at the stats sometimes, Raya is a better goalkeeper right now. All the stats say he's better. All the stats say he's better. He has 80 more passes. He's got like 10% better, almost complete accuracy. I mean, he's much better as a goalkeeper in terms of all the stats. So when we compare the two, even if you see mistakes from Raya, you don't see this other stats. He does a lot better. So Raya is a better goalkeeper. If you're gonna, for me, this is why I didn't want Raya, because we didn't need him. Once again, I was happy with Leno. Let's move on. We got Ramsdale, right? I was happy with Ramsdale. He's still not happy. He goes out and gets Rhea. So Rhea's got to be his number one based on if I'm going to go by the past experiences. So I expect Rhea to be our goalkeeper going forward. Ramsdale is probably going to have to leave because he needs minutes. He deserves minutes. He deserves starts. Arteta's creating this. He does this to his goalkeepers, right? But he will sit on other players, and that's the thing that's disappointing, right? He played Havertz. Yuck in the midfield, terrible. Nketiah, not gonna work. Nelson, we sign him up, we don't play him. Millsroof Row, we keep him, we don't play him. I mean, all of these things which don't make any sense. But then he's cutthroat when it comes to a goalkeeper, right? If he was cutthroat when it comes to players, we would have went out there and we would have got a Doku, a Diaby, or anybody. Because guess what? Saka cannot play every game. You know what? He cannot. So, this is all in Arteta. He's created this mess. And he's got two goalkeepers now that whenever they make a mistake, the fans want the other guy. Guess what? He's got to just pick one and move on. He's got to pick one and move on.
Are you not all just like, you don't like Eddie and then you try to find things to fit that? Because Eddie had nothing to do with Eddie.
I tell you the same thing every time. All right. This is it. And it's more about the coaching. It's more about the coaching than it is like it's about Eddie. But the coaching is you highlight it when you see when Eddie comes on the pitch. Like there's no answer to Eddie answers for us. He's not pressing. Doesn't score lots of goals. Not consistent. Can't come back and recover balls as good as we would like. So. So that's why I bring that up. But for me, Rhea would be the better goalkeeper based on the stats. He does a lot more than Ramsdale does, and he's better at it. It just happens to be that we're gonna harp on the things that the bad passes that we've seen. But guess what? He's more accurate. Like he's accurate by almost 15%.
And way down the
don't
pitch
lie there.
too.
So he's doing what Arteta wants. I think it looks bad, but like I said, this is an Arteta issue.
What does the eye test tell you that Ray is better? Because the eye test matters too, right?
If it did, then I wouldn't see Nketiah on the field ever. Because I think that, you know what I mean? If the eye test really mattered, I wouldn't see Nketiah on the field. I wouldn't see Havertz play a second time at midfield.
Sorry, stop there, please. I just got to draw attention to something. Mr. Colonel Walders said, nothing wrong with me. I don't know if anyone said anything was wrong with him. They must have been foresight with the thing he said after this. With nothing wrong with me, just listening to five blokes talk shit about football badly. And then he followed it up with, at some point, with, we had a Doku or Diaby. He was called Nicholas Pepe, and we sold him for $3 million.
We did not have a Doku or Diaby named Nicholas Pepe. Very, very sorry. Colonel Ward, stop it. Yeah.
And we might have had our former Diaby that was never fit. That
get your glasses fixed.
Was a shame.
Right. So
my only argument is there's no difference between Ray and Ramsdale. I don't see any difference between them. I just don't.
Yeah.
Okay, Alonso, who should goalkeeper be?
And I think Ramsdale is just too arrogant and doesn't learn from his mistakes. And Arteta kept playing him without anyone really to, I guess, have him as cover. He had Turner, but Turner apparently wasn't that good enough. But Raya, to me, doesn't do the small things right. Like, he doesn't distribute. I think there's communication issues as well from what I've seen. Ray had made some good saves yesterday as well. He made some good saves yesterday too. So, it's tough because they're both not the greatest, but they're not bad either. It's split for me. But I think Ramsdale. I mean, leaning a little bit more towards Ramsdale.
Okay. I want to say
If-
hello
If
to.
one of the issues is distribution, right? Ray is almost a 50% passer when it comes to long passes. Ramsdale 30%. I mean,
Well, then,
I don't know. Like I know
that's
it's
why-
all a look and feel thing, but he's not better long ball passer, which is part of the distribution, right? Not
No.
better passing in general. So you're seeing all the negative things, but guess what? You're not seeing that many because he doesn't do it. He's not that bad. The stats,
Right, well,
the stats show he's not that bad.
his distribution was better against Tottenham, Gary.
I
The
mean,
whole
we
team
were
looked
lucky to
terrible
not
in that
concede
game.
against City. I mean,
Huh?
Declan Rice saved him a few times against the City game. Like I said, I think we're right with Raya or Ramsdale. I just don't see that there's a big difference between the two. That's my.
No, I'm
only
just saying
point with
the
that.
stats say that Ray is much better. So like the look and feel of it, I get it. But he like all the stats say he's much better, much cleaner
My
with the
only
ball.
counterpoint to that. My only
You're
counterpoint is
saying
that
what it looks like, yeah.
I mean Rice. Partey's had Rice. He's had Saliba and Ramsdale. When his form really dropped off is when Saliba fell out last year, right? I mean that's where when you had Rob Holding in front of him, like that's when things kind of fell apart. So I mean our defensive center pairings absolutely matter to the goalkeeper as well because it's a symbiotic relationship. But I mean Ryan had some good points about it today. I mean it's an interesting conversation. Arteta, like you said, has created this monster, and he's going to have to live with it. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
But talking about center backs, we buy a new one last winter. He doesn't play. We keep playing Rob Holding. That's up to the manager. He can't say that Rob Holding's
Or
a
you go
better
to a
center
back
back than the
three
one
if
we
you're
bought.
really concerned, right? I mean, like Holding should have never is once again to me like Nketiah, not an answer.
Nope.
So if you're going to be down at that point in that season, last season, Holding shouldn't have played. Back three and then
they're
figure it
more
out
a
from there.
question than an answer.
What?
I said they're more like questions.
No,
You don't
Holding's
know
a
what you're gonna
question, Nketiah's a question, but you could just change the formation to make it work. He didn't want to do that, even though some of the better managers probably would have in that situation. Right? I would rather have a better play on the field than Holding and play it a back three. Right? I'd rather have a better play on the field than Nketiah. Maybe change the formation around for that as well. Because I think we have really good players that are sitting on the bench because Nketiah plays, because Holding played. You know what I mean? So get me the best players on the field. We have really good players. They don't play. Trossard needs more minutes. Nketiah's taken a lot of them. Emil Smith-Rowe should be getting minutes. Havertz is taking minutes from him. Nelson was paid. Why did we pay for Nelson? You know, he could have let him go, right? Like Saka is not playing well. Saka's injured, and we can't put Nelson in still. That's the point.
But on the flip side, Havertz has had an impact in the last 2 games he's played in.
Yeah, when he's not playing in midfield, and I said that. We played him like 4 or 5 games in midfield.
He was on midfield on Sunday.
I said he played for what? How he played midfield on Sunday?
Yeah, but not against City. City came in as a striker.
Yeah.
But
His best position is not midfield.
That might be where he needs to play at, up top. So I mean, Smith-Rowe got minutes on Sunday, which was good. Or Saturday, which was excellent. Good to see him back. We need him. Love to see him get back in that form, right?
It's funny. We hear about Pepe cost 72, then Harvard to 69 million. And to me, I think he's even worse than Pepe was. Pepe was never used the way he needed to be. Did all right in the competitions when he got a chance. When he'd get 3 or 4 starts in a row, then Arteta would pull him and start back over.
If you play Pepe for 90 minutes, he'll give you an assist or a goal. Havertz has given us none of that. We had to actually give him a chance at a goal.
He got an assist on the Ake goal. He's the guy that passed the ball to Martinelli.
Oh, come on, please stop. You're just reaching in your pocket for something, man. There's
But
lint
it's
in there.
true.
It's
But
it's
he
lint
had
in there.
this.
Come on, dude.
He had this.
And a penalty.
Okay. All right, give him that. Yeah, so he's finally got an assist, right? That happened, what, 2 games ago, but he's played a lot of minutes and
against
given
the
us
team we've been
nothing.
chasing for 5 years.
Yeah, but he can't do it. What about the teams at the bottom of the table that he's struggling against? What about those games?
Still early in his Arsenal career.
Oh,
in my
still early.
opinion.
Oh, he can't. Oh, stop it. Now you're
But
definitely. You're trying to be nice to him. No. We don't have time for that. If you pay 65 mil for a player, he needs to be able to come and play for you. We're a much better team than where he came from, right? So he doesn't have to do
absolutely.
as much. Guess what? And he can't even do the little things. We're struggling with him out there in midfield.
He's looked
Are you
all
gonna
right.
smother
I want him
yourself
to
with a
succeed,
pillow top?
but he's not. So far in midfield, not going to happen right now consistently. We've seen it too many games in a row. It hasn't worked. I don't
about
think
know
he
what
should have
Tom to do
started
with
any
his
of those
pillow.
games. I think he should have been worked into this thing. Arteta rushed him in, and I think that he's punishing us that way because he's not
Well,
ready.
now he's
He's
starting
not
to
ready to
bench
play
him.
in our system. Yeah, finally, right? But I don't think
Well, I
there's
mean,
anything in what there was nothing we saw it in the first game that would go, all right, he needs another game, all right? Especially when you have other players that are part of the system. All right.
So I think the answer to the question at the 8 position is Zinchenko. I absolutely think that's the answer to the question.
That's what I've been
But-
saying for a year and a half now.
If Pep decided it wasn't, and you know what, we have a Pep disciple, so it's not right. Pep didn't think he was better at an 8.
But he plays midfield for Ukraine. And my only
Yeah.
counterpoint to back this up is we brought Timber in, right? So Timber is going to play left or right back. We have Tommy Ashley, we have Ben White, Kivior. You see what I'm saying? So he's got that grit that Granit Xhaka has. He could absolutely fill that role. I mean, we're gonna have to figure out that position. And I think, once Timber comes back, we just don't know what his plans were for Zinchenko. Because right now, if you got to pick 2 fullbacks, you're going to take Ben White and Timber over Zinchenko, correct?
Yeah. Timber. The only reason why Timber played is because Zinchenko was injured. Happy accident once again for Arteta to start a season. He's had it in every other season, or if not every season, somebody's been out, somebody else has come in, and they've showcased their skills, and we're like, wow. And people want to say it's a master stroke. Most of the time, it's just dumb luck because guess what? We had injuries going into the start of the season, right? Timber probably wouldn't have started.
You didn't see Martinelli until Bummerang got sacked. He only played the COVID matches to start the season. Then he didn't play a minute until Bummerang got shit canned by Arteta.
Yeah.
There's plenty
think
of
about
other,
it. Like Ben
there's
White.
all of these happy accidents.
Ben White played a right back because we had injuries, right? Margales started at center back because Luis was injured. I mean, every season there's at least one player that we get in and we're like, wow, that's our new start, and and they start from then on,
And
so
that's
yeah,
good.
it's good, but it's not planned. At some point, I want him to plan this thing, right? Like I said, I don't believe Timber would have started if Zinchenko was healthy, and I believe Timber is a much better player for us than Zinchenko. And he, like you said, he probably would have pushed. He might have had to push him up top, right? But we don't know this.
We don't know, but I just, my gut feeling tells me that Timber is going to be in the starting 11 if all things were equal. Just in my case in point to back that up, Gary, is the fact that Havertz started, right? So we started Havertz. Obviously, Declan Rice was going to play, right? There was no question about that. And then I think Timber was going to be a big portion of what he wanted to do. And I don't think we'd ever would have seen Partey at right back if Timber stays healthy.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have said. That's the only reason why he played right back is because he wanted to get Partey on the field, which I think is why he got injured, which I think is the dumbest move he ever made. Timber at right. Partey at right back makes absolutely no sense. If you want to show Rice how to play the 6, you play Partey in the 6, and then Rice can play wherever you want to figure out how to play the position, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're going to spend all that money on Partey and not play him in his right position, you're wasting your money because he's going to get injured anyways. So play him at least in his best position. You know what I mean? If he's got an expiration date as well, he's not going to give us, 40 games, 50 games this season. You know what I mean?
Which is why I
Already
think he got
lost it.
replaced by Rice. You know?
No, Rice isn't ready to take a 6 role. He's not a 6. He's not coming in. He's not a 6. He's a good 8, defensive 8, but he's not a 6 like Partey is. You look at Partey playing healthy; the two look different. He's not ready to take the role on fully right now. That's why.
I think Rice.
That's why I was happy that they kept Partey, right?
I think Rice is a better 6, man. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I mean the
Is there
potential
any
there.
point in us being
Rice
here?
is healthy.
Well, what do you think, Tom? You be the deal breaker here. Well, Gary, we talking Arsenal? What?
I don't know what we're supposed to
What's
do.
Tom want us to do?
I pause and let people talk. They're just sitting there laughing at me.
Me and
Did we
Gary
lose
have a good
Lonzo?
conversation.
We're still here.
Tony, talk to me. Tell me. Partey, Rice, number 6. Tell me.
I'd put Rice there. It's what we spent the money for.
Yeah.
He's spending that much money. He has to be improving a position. So that should be the 6. That's what he's there for. That's why we bought him. We paid all that money for him, then not play him as an 8 doesn't make sense. Or play him as an 8 doesn't make sense. We needed support there because that's why we struggled last year. There are holes in the back because of the way we played. Zaka going forward, and he had Zinchenko falling back behind him. Then you ended up with a big hole. Gabriel all by himself. Now you can have Rice drop back in there, or you can just shift and do it back to me like we were doing parts of the game yesterday, but that wasn't working very good. Back four worked better. So money spent.
What?
You gotta play with a new guy.
If Jorginho starts and Partey's healthy, Jorginho doesn't start, right?
Correct.
Unless Party can't give you 90 minutes.
Yeah, 5
Yeah,
substitutions.
He didn't even give us 45. Didn't even give us 30. Didn't even give us 5. So what does
But
that
think
mean?
about his role, though. Do you bring on attackers or do you bring on an extra defensive midfielder?
He's better than Jorginho, and he's actually good at progressing the ball up the pitch. So
Correct.
much better than Jorginho is. So if you're looking to score, which we were trying to do at that point, and also have a defensive stability also there, I believe he gives you both. He's much better at it than Jorginho. Right?
So he threw on Smith Rowe and Nketiah. So he added 2 attackers. Took off Jesus. Took off Jorginho.
Did he add 2? Did he add 2?
Well, I mean that's what his name says. That's what his position says on the team sheet, Gary. I don't know if he does it. I mean, you didn't ask that question. It's like, what's your role? I'm a striker. Are you sure about that? Well, that's what my name tag says. But that's the thing. So, like, and you got to go back to the Liverpool game, Gary. This is my thing with this, too. Like, we took off, was it Jorginho, and brought on Kivior, and then we took all our midfield off, and we got exposed. So he took off one, what you would consider a holding midfielder in Jorginho or CM, and brought on a more attacking person in Smith Rowe, and then brought on Nketiah, taking Jesus off. And then once Rice got the goal going, you brought in 2 more attacking players and Havertz and Trossard to go get that extra point. So I don't know where Rice or Partey. And I understand the Partey progression, but I think it's just situationally different, right? So you're chasing the game at Chelsea. Against City, you're trying to win the game, so you can bring on something a little bit more stable in Partey and Rice. I mean, in Partey to go with Rice. I mean, that's our best midfield: Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. We all know this, right? This is not. We're gonna see it eventually, hopefully, maybe tomorrow night.
If, like I said, if Partey was healthy, I would have brought him in at halftime to solidify that midfield and make sure we had control of it because it didn't look like we were. So, I mean, as a whole, we needed something in there to stabilize, to change things around a little bit in our favor. Partey could have done that at halftime. Jorginho wasn't going to do anything different for me, and like I said, I think we're asking a lot of him to see him play back-to-back good games, one against City and another one against Chelsea on the road. I think that was asking a lot. And we saw the issues on that. So
Repercussions, Gary? Was that the word you're looking for?
yeah.
So Tom,
Mr.
Tell us
Tom,
the
talk to
benefit.
No. You carry on your Arsenal fan circle, please continue.
He just called you a stan, Gary.
You just call me
I
what?
was hoping that Tom would break down the benefits of a double pivot.
Can I actually do what I wanted to do at 2 minutes past 1? Well, where we go? Excuse me. Hello and welcome to Mike Hertz, who I actually thought was a fake name because I thought it was going to be like if I said it fast, would it, one of them like IP Freely or something. I thought but it sounds like it's not, and his name's actually Mike Hertz or something like that. Okay, Welcome to Mike Hertz. Thank you for joining us. We've also got Taib Hussein, my favourite little sausage. Welcome. Thank you for your time, Taib. Amazing. Thank you for joining us. Then we've got some more comments. In fact, why not just go through them all one by one like this? Where I can just go, ha ha, ha ha. Oh, that as well. Then that one. Oh, yeah, he's a card, that Stefan. Oh, amazing. Just Ian, he knows the score. Then we've got, there's loads. Just Havertz is someone that exists. He's a person. I think he's a footballer. Anyway.
You can't say what he said.
Rice is a 6. It's a 6. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's positionally. I thought he meant 6 out of 10. I thought that's a bit strange. Colonel's waiting for something. I hope he finds it. Tom is a legend. He gives good advice. I've probably then gone and said something that was not very clever to then get that kind of sarcasm. Yeah, again, Tom talks a lot. Tom talks a lot of sense. You know what? I don't know. He's probably getting food because that's what he usually does on stream. He gets some food and he's going to proceed to eat it.
Then he's going to review yesterday's NASCAR race.
See,
Lord
Gary,
Greenwood speaks a good word.
should have praised Leeds when you showed up. That's where we messed up here.
There's Alonso.
The Leeds.
We're just talking about you, Alonso.
Oh, hello, Chris Nix. Thank you very much for joining us. Hang on, what else has gone? That was the sort of thing I was thinking of. Exactly.
You were going to say that?
Sorry, what's that?
Sounds like a wrestling match going on somewhere.
Oh, we all get to watch what Alonso's watching.
What are you watching, Alonso?
A new day.
Tom's got control. I got to get my helmet on so I don't get hurt.
Doug, Alonso, what are you watching?
So the Phillies just lost, and now I'm watching the WWF.
WWF came back?
On a Monday night? Oh, they brought that back as well as the other company that got brought back as well. Wonderful. We've got a question from viewer Sam Greenwood. Has Crapex Jr.'s car exploded yet?
Actually, yeah. The engine blew it yesterday, and it was like,
So he didn't finish the race?
he did not.
Hmm.
And that was on the last stage, and the 30th lap. So him and his teammate, Denny Hamlin, both their teammates for Joe Gibbs Racing, and they both had issues, and now, yeah, it's winter out next Sunday. It's winter out, so very depressing day-ish yesterday.
Well, if you don't have a driver, you can't get upset.
Sorry,
I'm just
I
saying.
hear that.
I don't have a driver. I never get upset.
Oh, I got a driver. I'm pissed.
I get it.
Yes.
Oh, Stefan.
And then that guy must be
Right.
in the Arsenal youth team or something. Gary, can you
You know
pronounce
what?
his name?
Right
for me,
there,
please?
that's not PG. That is not PG. Move on. I'm blocking that Sam guy. He just is so nasty.
All right,
So
so
nasty.
But would you find that on The
Dirty.
Simpsons, Tom?
I did not find that on The Simpsons, although one of them is on I'm sure someone named something that was on The Simpsons. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. But maybe. So, all right. So, tell me something else about Arsenal then. We might as well waste the 4 hour on it.
Hasn't it chip time yet? First time?
Arsenal is the greatest team ever.
It's not.
You're not even the greatest team currently. You're not even the greatest team in North London, let alone the greatest team ever.
God.
Oh.
You get angry at me all you
so
want. What, the
upset
table? It's
'cause
the
that's
table. The table don't lie. The table
Tom's
don't
right.
lie.
We've only finished above them once in 8 years.
You don't
so-
even like that team sitting at the top.
I hate that team. I really don't like that team. But as a
Facts don't
sentence,
lie.
we
Yeah.
are the greatest team of all time. It's just not true. It's just not true. Just not true. All right. And people go, "Oh, you're saying Leeds are?" I haven't said Leeds are, but we are the greatest team. of
Last
all time.
season was the first time we finished above them since Leicester won the league. So
Amazing. An amazing feat that by Leicester. I thought I was going to say it was an amazing feat that you finished above Tottenham in 2016.
Yeah.
But you should, because you outspent Tottenham.
we should have won the league since we beat.
So here we go. Here we
Leicester
go.
twice.
So after this, yeah.
All right.
So here we go.
Yeah, BX Gunners here with preview time. Yeah, let's do it. What changes are you going to make for Sevilla game? At this stage, I don't care. Someone say something.
Partey's healthy. Partey.
Well,
If Partey's healthy, Partey starts for me.
Start Trossard.
Saka, hopefully he'll just
get Saka on the bench.
Start who?
Trossard.
Oh. Well, no, I think Saka needs to play. If he's there, you wanna sit Saka?
You want to play him 5,000 minutes?
Let him play in the weekend. Let him play in the weekend. Who do we play in the weekend? Right?
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. I think he can play that. He can start that game. Right? If you're gonna get Saka and then play him in Chelsea, he should get the midweek game and then let him sit then.
Yeah.
For me.
What happened to our last Champions League game? We fielded a strong team and they still didn't get a win they should have got.
What happened to this weekend? We started with a strong team and didn't look good. So I don't think that matters. I think
we started without a striker, Gary.
But I think those three players need to play together. They're going to be our front three.
Yeah, we do.
If that's our starting front three, they need to play together. They've only played one game, plus 11 minutes. I think they deserve more than that.
Jesus isn't a striker. Eddie isn't a striker.
We have strikers. They just want to score.
I think those three need to play. That's our front three, regardless of whether you think he's a striker or not. That's our front three. Does anybody not agree with me? Everybody thinks we should
Just
start
30
somebody else?
minutes ago saying Saka needed a rest. Now he
What
can't
was the
rest.
top three again?
The three that just started.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be your top three. That's the answer to every question.
Yeah,
If you're gonna put those five out there, then I'm talking Nketiah, Trossard, and Nelson. The three he mentioned, that's gonna be your starting three at all times. And I think for the midfield, it's Rice, Party, Odegaard, and then for your back line, I'm going Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, and Ben White.
Mhm.
You're gonna go strong. This isn't a rotation game anymore. We're in the Champions League. We're here to win it.
and we have to deal with a whole new manager bounce now, or maybe the second manager bounce if that's how it works, because he's already played one match and they drew with Real Madrid. So I think they're if they can draw with Real Madrid, I think they're better than Lens, right?
I mean, but at the end of the day, right?
Better.
The game, it's a one-off game, right? We came into this thing thinking we were going to beat Lens a couple weeks ago, and we didn't. So, I mean, anything can happen, new manager bounce or not. You know, the Champions League, that's the what's the word I'm looking for? PG friendly. Crap or get off the pot moment, right? You either go out there, win the game or not. And for him at this point, I don't think it matters, man. It's European game, big night, lights. Got to go out there and win it, man.
Is that the
Bring your best,
Emirates?
bring your best 11 and beat them.
Is that the Emirates?
No, it's going to be at Sevilla.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a tough game. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to come strong, and we need to start strong. So whatever that is in Arteta's head, we'll find out. I guess tomorrow. Is it tomorrow, right? So
Yep, tomorrow at 3:00, 8 p.m. UK time.
You know, knowing the gaffer who published out Havertz up front.
Well, that's not a wrong answer either. If you keep
Right.
Jesus out there, and then you rotate Saka in, like Gary said, if you're going to give someone a rest in that top three, it'd be Saka, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
But knowing Arteta, he'll probably experiment somehow. You know, I just have a feeling he'll do something out of ordinary. You know, but I would like to see. I won't at some point Havertz up front to see what he could do. You know.
yeah.
Just-
Anybody
just
think
the-
the goalkeeper will? Anybody think the goalkeeper will change?
I
I
don't.
think a lot of people are hoping for Ramsdale to come in.
I don't
Hey,
think it's
Gary.
going to change.
Sorry.
It's too early.
I wouldn't mind Havertz against Newcastle just to see how he does because, like, as I mentioned yesterday on Ray's podcast, Newcastle have always bullied Arsenal because they're
When do we
taller.
play Newcastle?
I think the
November
game
4th.
after next.
November
Uh,
4th.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So yeah, I mean, because like they've always been physical. They've always been physical with Arsenal because they had taller center backs and our forwards are a little bit smaller. So it would be interesting to see how Havertz, if he starts up front, how he would do against those bigger center backs.
I can't look that far in ahead. I think the next game is most important to us.
I get it, but I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that Havertz does have the size and he is available to play as long striker as well. Just in hindsight, you know.
So situationally, if I could address that one, Gary, if you don't mind, like situationally, you'd bring Havertz in if you're behind in a game like that, and you're having to lob balls into the box, and you're hoping for a header, right? Because remember we used to play a ring around the rosy, and we play the outsides, and we try to sling it in. That's when you'd probably have Havertz in the 9 position, hoping you can head one in. But the Ramsdale Raya thing, I brought this up in Ryan's podcast earlier, but Ramsdale apparently made a gesture to the camera when I guess the team video, telling everybody, "Don't worry, I'm back, I'm here." So what do you guys read into that? Do you think that's just him? Because my argument is, if Arteta is a control freak like I think he is, he wouldn't allow that video. He wouldn't allow that to be shown on the Arsenal YouTube channel. Or do you think he doesn't care at all?
I don't know that. Well, I guess I mean, like I said, I think Ray is supposed to be his man based on past experience with
Yeah.
watching what he's done with his players. So I would expect Ray to come in. Like I said, I don't like the mess he's created. He needs to just stick with one and go with it. Ray was a good $3 million bet, to see if it pans out. I mean, like I said, the look on the eye. I think the one thing that people also talk about is that Ramsdale will will rile up the opponent, which to me almost sounds actually the opposite of what Arteta likes. But a lot of fans like it, but Arteta doesn't like it. He didn't like it when Guendouzi did it, right? So I just kind of feel like Ray is the guy he wants to go with, and whether he's good or not, I think that's up to Arteta. But I don't like the fact that we have the two. I don't like the fact that we have the two. I think if they even thought that Turner was going to be somebody they might have to sell because he wants more minutes, then they should have been looking for a second goalkeeper and not taking that. Looking for a legitimate second goalkeeper, not someone who's a starter who's going to create more controversy in the locker room. So just pick one for me and let's move on. I don't care. I don't care which one. I just don't like the fact that we have to deal with this. It's too much for Arteta to have to deal with. Yeah, Ray goes in, bombs again. Ramsdale comes in, eventually he bombs. You're just hurting both players' careers essentially with the mind games. I think they both deserve to start, and they can't with Arsenal. So one's gonna have to go. Yeah, that's my thought on that one. So yeah. I don't think much should change in the lineup except for Partey. And then next weekend we should make some decent changes. We need to get a good win, get the 3 points.
So if we don't
Get a
get the
little bit
3
more
points, we only get a
control
point
of this
tomorrow.
this group. That's the one goal I have for it. That's the main.
Gary froze.
Gary froze and went out for some room.
I tapped on the window. It's not moving. Interesting. What do you think he was going to say, Tom?
I don't know.
No, either. Alonzo, what do you think he was going to say?
Alonso's the
think-
expert of this camera freezes.
I got it. Eddie is going to start. That's what he's going to say.
I definitely was not going to say that.
We were wondering what you said. Like you froze and we don't know, so we're in suspense.
Oh,
Please.
I was just rambling on. No, for me, no.
Gary
Ramsdale,
doesn't care if they're an audience or not.
I just
He's
want
okay.
Partey might be the only change I make. Keep the same. Take out Jorginho, bring in Partey if he's healthy. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Jorginho can give us multiple games in a row. So if they really have to press and they want to play Jorginho's out, then maybe you do move Zinchenko into the 8 and let Tomiyasu play. You know what I mean? So he has some options, right?
It'd be great to see that, but I think the problem with playing Zenny in the 8, I guess you got Kivior as backup, but let me ask you this though: if they don't win tomorrow, they get a draw. What's the mood in the fan base going to be?
I think that. Well, I mean, that's fine because I think we still can get second, right? We play Sevilla at home, we play Lens at home,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, those are 2 games we should expect to win.
We should have won last time, Gary. But
we should have done a lot of things, but we didn't. So all I can do is go on what we have left. We have. If we have a road game at Sevilla, it's not going to be an easy one. That's why we want to go strong. But then we play the next 2 games at home, right? Against 2 teams that are going to be challenging for that top 2
huge
spots.
disappointment because you're starting good players. It's going to be
Well, I think we're starting good players, but they haven't played enough together. I think we're still trying to figure, have continuity with those players all playing together at the same time. I don't think we've been able to do that yet.
How can you not?
We've had a
when
substitution.
Arteta
I
has
think
a
we've
set
subbed our.
style of play, so they know what to do.
I think I heard something
They
earlier.
know what to do, but they haven't played together, so it doesn't work. No matter what the style is, if you're not out there on the field with your teammates, it's not going to work. It's not going to look fluid, right?
It worked in preseason. What's the difference?
As I said, since preseason, we changed our lineup every match.
My
It's the
God.
same. When if we actually played a lineup back to back, that's the same one. We've not been able to do that for injuries or whatnot, right? It was injuries, then it was a red card, then it was injuries, right? And it's been injuries the whole time. They just didn't even get to start. Margales was on the bench for some reason. Well, we still haven't played. Like I said, back-to-back games. Still haven't played with. I think with a really similar lineup.
That's still the most perplexing thing of the season's why he didn't start the first 3 games.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be a tough game. Arteta in Europe, against teams that play some good football. He doesn't. I don't think our team comes out prepared. Didn't look like it against Lens, right? And now we have Sevilla, so this is another test for Arteta to actually, kind of go up against a good team and perform, have his team ready to play. Didn't against Chelsea. We weren't ready to play against Chelsea, right? When we haven't actually played, except for maybe the City game, a really good
PSV.
game. Yeah, that was a team. We beat them 4-0. I don't know. I don't know how you count if you count that as a game, a builder to play in the Premier League. I don't think so.
I mean, are we talking Premier League form or Champions League form? Because
they're both.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd have to count it in my opinion, but
you can't count that one because you played Lens and we didn't look good at all.
Well, I mean,
Lens is supposed to be a step above, yeah, and then it's supposed to be for Sevilla's level, right?
But that's the thing, though, Gary. Like, you got to think of how in the Champions League mistakes are amplified, right? You make a mistake, you'll get punished for it, and that's what happened in the Lens game. We just couldn't come back from our mistakes. We made that the turnover in the first half, and then we failed to pick up the runner on the cross, and they punished us for it. So we have to play a mistake-free football, and that's why you got to go with your best 11. And hopefully we'll see Partey tomorrow. I think we're going to see him tomorrow starting. I'm not going to bet anything on it, but I think BX says that we're 100% right there too. Sergio Ramos can't get in our players' heads, so that's why you have to go with the strong. Like, you don't start Eddie in a game against Sergio Ramos; he'll eat him alive. That's why you start Jesus. So
you don't start Nketiah ever. So it doesn't matter who's playing on defensive side.
Trying to have analysis, Gary. Trying to give him a chance.
I thought you wanted the same players to play together, Gary.
I said I do want the same players to play, except for
All right,
Partey.
who's purchasing Gary and Eddie Nketiah kit for Christmas? Who's doing it? Who's collecting the Nketiah for that?
Don't waste your money.
Tom is.
Yeah. And Ramos is older, right? So, he's getting older. So he should, he might get into our heads, but we should be able to still get something out of it, If we like you said, if we take the bait, we're in trouble.
It's not outliving the moment, right? It's understanding your responsibility, everybody knowing their roles, going out there. It's a big moment. I mean, the Lens.
They know their roles. We've heard it in the documentary.
If they knew their roles, then what happened in the Chelsea game? Did it look like we knew our roles then?
Play, but I can switch players out. I'm not a switch with style of play. So it doesn't matter who's in there.
In the Chelsea game, we got screwed by a horrible penalty, and Ben White turned the ball over, and Raya got chipped.
But I'm talking about the way we were playing, not the goals we gave up. What about us on offense? What part of that looked like anything we expected to see out of our team?
If you look at the stats,
Did you actually? Do you actually looked at what? Did you? And do you
Yeah.
go? Look! We're gonna get. We'll be able to get a goal out of this game the way we're playing right now. It did not look like it. It didn't
So-
look like it.
My buddy Sean, I leaned over to him because he was at the bar with me, and a bunch of other people. I said, "Look, man, all it takes is that first goal." And I obviously thought Chelsea was going to fold like a deck of cards. It took that first goal, though, but it didn't look like it was going to come. Once Declan Rice hit it, it was game on. And you could sense it. You could absolutely sense Chelsea was going to fold. But we didn't play good for 70-plus minutes of that game. But that's a lot more credit to Chelsea, too. It's just as much as it is to blame
Are
on
we
Arsenal.
not good enough to be able to play against them? Yes,
Oh, we
we're gonna
are. I
give
just
credit
think
to.
we got tackled.
Yeah, so that we didn't come to play. So we can give credit to Chelsea, but what about us? What about our players? We have good players too, right?
Well, that's where the subs came in, and that's where the tactical changes came in.
But I mean, you're saying, but for most of that first half, 9 of our players did not play well. It's not going to work.
Well, I agree. We got lucky to get out of there with a point.
The point, but we didn't play well, and that's been a problem for us this year. We haven't been consistent with our starts.
We haven't hit our max potential either, which is a good thing to an extent because there's another level there. We just haven't hit it yet.
I hope we do before injuries and all this other stuff becomes an issue once again. All right.
Hey Spencer, is the reason why you think that we haven't hit our potential yet?
So I'm going to go to the midfield. Our 2 starting midfielders are not there right now from last year. Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey are not playing. And the midfield is so critical to everything you do because it links the back line to the front line. And when you throw new pieces in there and you do a lot of rotation, you create inconsistencies and unfamiliarities. So that's my opinion on that. And I just think we've been sloppy in some games too, like defensively, especially at home.
Okay.
And that I see more potential in this team. And fortunately, through 9 games in the Premier League season, it hasn't truly cost us. We haven't lost a game. We've had 3 draws, but I just think by December we're going to see a more oiled machine with more clarity of what we're going to do.
I hope not by December, because December gives us an impact month, and then we have to deal with 2 players leaving us, Tomiyasu and Partey, and I think that so. Hopefully it's not. We start soon.
I guess my point is, when we have this conversation around Christmas time, we'll be looking back and saying, "Hey, it worked itself out." Not it's going to finally click on Boxing Day. No, I meant like by Christmas time when we have this conversation, we're going to look back and be like, "Oh, things are coming together."
There's no show on Wednesday.
No wrestling. What's going on?
What?
Nah, no point.
There's no wrestling.
Tom, are you all right?
I'd quite like to go to bed, to be honest. So
What crisp is he?
I'll bid you good night.
No crisps.
You want to? Okay, he's gone. He's tired.
Well,
He's headed along. He's been helping out. So
I think we bored him with Arsenal discussion.
Yeah, but I think we usually talk Arsenal. That's what this show
supposed to do.
is. Whether back or not, we'll see.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Welcome
I
back.
think you muted it on your end there. We can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh.
Have a good night, everyone. Sorry, it was rude of me. Take care, everyone.
Hi, Mr. Tom. All right, good night. Thank you. Mr. Tom's been helping me out while I've been gone. I appreciate that. I didn't even get to say that to him to his face, but
Well, I've got time.
I will hopefully next time. So I think he's had a long time. He's had like back-to-back shows. So yeah. No, like I said, I think we're gonna head out of here anyway. In a little bit. Before we do, I think we need to, like I said, I'd like to go as strong as we can. Partey is the only really missing link that we have right now that we didn't see in the last game. And we should be able to hopefully get something out of that one. I'll take a draw, but I think we need a win because we need at least a win at either Lens or Sevilla. I think more than 1 point. I think if we drew at Lens, it would have been okay to get the draw here. But now I think we really need to get a win to get a little bit more control of the group.
And 12 points is probably going to be needed to win the group. I mean, and looking at the standings, Lens has 4 points, Arsenal at 3, Sevilla at 2, PSV at 1. I mean, if PSV and Lens tie tomorrow, that'll put Lens at 5 and PSV at 1. But if PSV beats Lens, they'll be tied at 4 points. And if you get a loss tomorrow, you'd be sitting at the bottom of your table. Because Sevilla's on 2 points.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
But that's tight.
That way.
That can go either way. So.
Yeah. No, like I said, yeah. Yeah. So for you guys, Mr. Tom will not have a show on Wednesday. Tony will be able to save his tokens for the next one.
Do they roll
Anything
over
else?
Joe, Tony?
Yeah. Do you earn a token for each day, or how does it work? Every show you earn a token.
I just get 3, Gary.
You just get 3, and then when you use them all, do you get 3 the next show?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are 3 a show, Tom. Or Gary. Whatever your name is.
No crisp. I mean,
We did not get a crisp.
Alonzo, you got any chips lying around or something? I mean, somebody's got to have something lying around here.
Mr. Thomas, sorry, Alonzo was eating something. He's got Pringles.
But Tom I can't do like Tom. So there's our Pringles, and I'm sure everyone has had.
Yeah, Pepsi, Alonzo.
Dr. Pepper tonight.
Oh, let's see, got it all wrong. No Pepsi, no special type of crisps.
Well, yeah.
All right, so Alonzo, anything else on the game tomorrow?
I'm asking you to watch that movie, The Flower with Leonardo DiCaprio tomorrow. So I won't watch it. Maybe I might catch the end of it, but yeah, I'm gonna be at the movies tomorrow. So
a movie that was filmed 40 miles away from here, if anybody cares. That cost $250 million.
What movie?
Killers of Flower Moon.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Was that the Leo movie?
Yeah, I'm watching it tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
And
what do you think about the game, though?
He said he's gonna get to watch it.
So Sevilla, like 15 time Europe champions, it seems like, and they're gonna be tough to handle. Arteta has got to get the right lineup for us to win that game, and put Saturday team behind them. But of course, I want them to win. So we'll hope that the substitutes can make an impact like they did on the Saturday. Because we're gonna need everyone to be able to play in Europe or play well in Europe. So I'm confident we'll get the win. It's been tough, I feel, because it is at Sevilla. So it's been tough, but I think it'll come out victorious.
Cool. Spencer?
Yeah, I'm shockingly confident. So, and I'm gonna pivot back to the Chelsea game for part of my reasoning with this. You're down 2-0 on the road. You find a way to come back, tie it 2-2. Great teams find a way to get something out of nothing. This team's just built a little different, in my opinion. Declan Rice is a big reason for that. Saka's coming in his own, becoming more and more of a polished player. These are the big moments that this club's been preparing for. They talked about the Champions League and getting back into Europe and all this, playing for the top competition. Prove it. Show it tomorrow night. Go get the 3 points. get yourself back on top of the group, or if Lens wins or whatever. But keep winning. And like I said, I'm confident for tomorrow. Foolishly maybe, but let's go.
Cool.
Spot
Tony?
the ball.
And we should have lost the first game with the team we put out there. Both of the teams were playing the first two mid-table teams in French League and Spanish League. We should be able to beat them. We spent all this money. Should be zero excuses. Players know what they're to do because Arteta has the plan out for them. It's them going out and doing what they're supposed to, which shouldn't be very hard. But never know what's going to happen. You never know what type of weird changes you'll make. Who will be at right back, like putting Partey back there. That was just weird. Hopefully he doesn't do any of that silly shit in the Champions League. But anything besides 3 points is a disappointment.
Cool. Cool. All right, people. We're at 80 minutes. We're going to head out of here. Say our last words. Tony, any last words? Want to say? Can say goodbye, Mr. Tony. What you going to say?
Hopefully we get a good game to watch yesterday or tomorrow. I don't know why I said yesterday. That's
I
what
wish we got a
happens when
game.
you
I
gotta-
hope we have a good game for yesterday.
That's what happens when
days
you got
ago.
an abscess on your spine. Yeah,
An
not
abscess on
thinking
your
clearly.
spine.
But anyway, nice to see us play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays instead of Thursdays. But hopefully we see it on the pitch. Under Wenger, we played young people and squad players in these groups and got through. And now we're starting our starters and didn't look good at all the first game. Hopefully Arteta has resurrected that. We'll find out.
Cool. Spencer, it's your last words before we head out of here.
Well, thanks for joining the trip tonight. This is hour 4.5, 5 for me today. It's been a long day, but it's been fun. Some of you have been around all 3 shows that I've been on today. Thank you for wanting to listen to my opinion for as many hours as you had. I appreciate it because my wife doesn't want to listen to me, so somebody else must.
Were you filling in for Gary on those shows?
Oh, I always put plugs for Gary's show on every show I go
I
to.
thought I was filling in for Gary. He's used to
No.
being on there with Ryan.
No, I wasn't filling in, but I'm sure me and Gary will do a trip on the Mr. Arsenal podcast soon together. So.
Cool. All right, Alonzo.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Gary, Tom, and Tony and Spencer. Yeah, I hope that this time next Monday, I hope to have Martin Truex Jr. in championship 4.
Oh
and
boy.
then my Phillies win tomorrow because, of course, I do it tonight. Anyways, I hope that Arsenal win tomorrow. Hope that they win on Saturday against Sheffield United. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good week and talk to you guys soon.
Yep, cool. I was going to say thank you to everybody who joined us today. It's Sam BX, you had Steven from Canada, Stefan, Mike Hertz joined us, Ian joined us, Colonel Ward. I don't know if I missed anybody. Well, I think
Sam
Stefan I said.
Greenwood.
So Sam, yeah, I thought I said Sam. Sam, yeah,
Lord
Sam is welcome. So Sam the Greenwood, yes. Taib joined us. Welcome to the show. Cheddars, Chris Nix was in the house. I said Taib already. So yeah, so we'll do this again. We'll be back next Monday. We'll have 2 games in, so we'll talk a lot about that. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, Arsenal needs to get 2 wins. We need to start a winning streak back up again. Let's try and get 2 wins now going into the next show. And everybody, thank you again for joining us. As I said, an extra special thank you to Mr. Tom for running the shows while I was out. I think hopefully he just ran out a little bit of steam. That's why he headed out of here today. So we'll see when he's back on. By getting some rest, he's been working it on top of working it. So everybody, we're out, and we will see you on the next one. But before you go.
Life is a journey.